Have you ever thought just how impossible it would be just for one of our Old Testament prophets to be allowed to obey God in our nation today? Consider the scenario of Noah in the year 2007 trying to achieve the rescue of America from pending flood. If Noah lived in America today, could you imagine the Lord speaking to Noah and saying, "In 1 year, I'm going to make it rain and cover the whole earth with water until all flesh is destroyed. But I want you to save the righteous people and every kind of living thing on the earth. Therefore, I'm commanding you to build an ark." And in a flash of lightning, God delivers the specifications for an ark. And in fear and trembling, Noah takes the plans and agrees to build the ark. "Remember," said the Lord, "you must complete the ark and bring everything on board within 1 year." Exactly 1 year later, fierce storm clouds cover the earth and all the seas of the earth erupt into a tumult. And the Lord looks down and sees Noah sitting in his front yard weeping. "Noah," he shouts, "where is the ark?" "Lord, please forgive me," cries Noah. "I did my best, but there were some big problems. First, I had to get a permit for construction and your plans did not comply with the codes. I had to hire an engineering firm and redraw the plans. And then I got into a fight with Occupational Health and Safety Commission over whether or not the ark needed fire sprinkling system and flotation devices. And then my neighbour objected, claiming that I was violating zoning ordinances by building the ark in my front yard. And so I had to lodge a rezoning application with Atlanta City Council, and it's now with the Land and Environment Court. I had big problems getting enough wood for the ark because there was a ban on cutting trees to protect the woodpecker. And I finally convinced the Department of Conservation and Land Management that the reason I needed the wood was to save the woodpecker. However, National Parks and Wildlife won't let me catch any woodpeckers, and so no woodpeckers. The carpenters formed a union and went out on strike. And I had to negotiate a settlement with the Department of Industrial Relations before anyone would pick up a saw or a hammer, and I now have 16 carpers on the ark, but still no woodpeckers. When I started rounding up the animals, I got sued by the Humane Society. And they objected to the confined conditions on the ark and reminded me that Section 4, Subsection 2 of the Act under which the licence to keep Indigenous species was granted states a minimum space requirement. And just when I got the suit dismissed, the Environment Planning Authority notified me that I could not complete the ark without filing an environmental impact statement on your proposed flood. And they didn't take too kindly to the idea that they had no jurisdiction over the conduct of the creator of the universe. And then the Department of Land and Water Conservation demanded a map of the proposed new floodplain, and so I sent them a complete set of Thomas Brothers directories. And right now I'm trying to resolve a complaint filed with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission that claimed that I'm practicing discrimination by not taking godless, unbelieving people aboard. The IRS has seized my assets and my passport, claiming that I'm building the ark in preparation to flee the country to avoid paying taxes. And I'm also told I have to wait for registration of my social security number and tax ID number before proceeding any further. And today, Lord, I received a notice from the Waterways Authority stating that I owe them some kind of user tax and failed to register the ark as a recreational watercraft. I also need a boat driver's licence, but they're still debating how to classify the craft. I'm getting continual visits from Greenpeace, the Humane Society, Workers' Compensation Insurance Authority, the Sheriff's Office, and numerous other government departments I didn't even know existed. Finally, the American Council for Civil Liberties convinced the courts to issue an injunction against further construction of the ark, saying that since God is flooding the earth, it is a religious event and therefore unconstitutional. Lord, I really don't think I can finish the ark for at least another 5 or 6 years. But then the skies began to clear. The sun began to shine and the seas began to calm, and a rainbow arched across the sky. And Noah looked up hopefully. "You mean you're not going to destroy the earth, Lord?" "No," said the Lord sadly. "I don't have to. Your government democratic bureaucracy already has." We may laugh at that, but the reality is that we have moved so far from the heart of God and worshipped so much at the altar of the state that we have permitted the quenching of God's authority in our land because we have not remembered our heritage. If we forget what God has done for us yesterday, we will not call on him today, and our children will not know him tomorrow. And as the family goes, so goes the nation. So remember your heritage.